Hey guys, Tyler here. Hey, I just want to share a little devotional thought with you during this time. And, you know, this is a very unique time in our history as a nation, as a country. It's very uncharted territory for many of us, if not all of us. And so I want to encourage you with something to think about that there was another point in time in history that was very unique and different for a people. Um, uh, if you look in your scriptures, you can find in Acts, in the very beginning there's a time where Jesus is telling the disciples to go to Jerusalem and wait. Um, and you see this time of them gathering in the upper room, and they're waiting, and it says that they're in one accord and they're praying together, and there's this expectation, there's this anticipation of something that God is going to do. And right now, during this time, there is a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of things that are just unknown. However, every day, no matter what you're doing, I want to just encourage you today to have an anticipation, to have an expectation that God is still here, that God is still with us, and that God is still at work in each and every one of you. Um, and so that no matter how your day starts, no matter what is happening today, that you understand that the scriptures are faithful when it says that every morning that His mercies are made new. And what I tell people in a joking manner, but also it's serious, that His mercies wouldn't be made new if we didn't need them. And if you've lived long enough, you know that you and I both need mercy every day with what we do. And so, as far as what's going on right now, I want to bring your attention to a specific verse today in Isaiah. And it talks about this in Isaiah chapter 40, verses 31. This incredible proclamation from Isaiah. And it says this: "But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." And what's incredible about this is that when we see these words, very powerful words, about waiting on the Lord, just like they were doing that day in the upper room, they were waiting. They were putting their hope in the Lord and what He was going to do. And so I want to challenge and encourage you today that every day in these days ahead, not just today, that you would wait upon the Lord, that you would put your hope in Jesus for who He is and who He is in your life, and that you would live by faith, that you would live with an expectation, that you would live with an excitement of what God is still doing. If anything, He's doing different and new things right now. If anything, this is a journey for all of us. But how we as believers walk this journey out with love and grace and mercy and hope and faith is going to be the thing that sets us apart, and going to be and those are going to be the things that keep us. And so, just like Isaiah proclaims that the Lord would renew our strength, that when we're weak He's strong, that we shall mount up with wings like eagles, that we should run and not be weary, that we would walk and not faint. In other words, I want to encourage you today that this outbreak of COVID-19 is difficult for everybody in different ways, but it doesn't have to be, your situation doesn't have to be someone else's. Uh, if anything, I want to encourage you today that you would make your situation uh, in itself an encouragement to someone else. That as a believer, that you would, like Isaiah talks about the eagles, that whenever there's a storm, whenever there's something happening, they rise above the storm and ride it out. That you as a believer, that you and I would rise above this and not let it get the best of us, but rather we would get the best of God in these times, where you have, maybe as a student right now, you have more time to set aside and to spend time in prayer, just like they were in the upper room at the beginning of the new church. And finally, I want to encourage you with this, that just as the birth of the new church happened in the New Testament, we see in the book of Acts, that the anticipation, all that happened, the church exploded with growth and with people coming to faith and with people being delivered and people experiencing things in God like they've never before. I believe if we too take the words of Isaiah at heart, and that we would wait and put our hope in Jesus, and that we would trust that He would truly renew our strength every day now, then we too, on the other side of this outbreak, other side of this time, that we're going to see some incredible growth, some incredible new things, some incredible experiences with God and with each other. And so, guys, I just want to encourage you today that you too can run and not be weary, and that you too can walk and not faint in these days ahead. So, God bless you guys, and can't wait to see you next time.